up, mixed beauties? What's up, what's up, what's up? Alright, so today my video is going to be about being a mother. Since I do have 3 kids, it's only right for my first video, official video, to be about being a mother. So I want to start off with, I got pregnant at a young age. I got pregnant when I was 17, a senior in high school. Had my son when I was 18. Back then, I went to school in England, overseas. We went to school, an American school on base. It was a very tiny school. Everybody knew everybody. The teachers were like family. But back then, when I got pregnant, I was a straight A student. I was an all-year athlete. I was very invested. So when I got pregnant, a lot of people were surprised, and I think they changed their view of me. There was a lot of teachers that talked bad about me. There was teachers that were happy for me and knew, because they knew that I would still graduate, because that was my top priority. But other teachers, they thought I was just another statistic. They thought I wasn't going to graduate, I was going to drop out, and I was going to be miserable, living in poverty. And the only reason why I know teachers are talking smack, because other teachers would tell me that they would be talking about me in the lunchroom and saying how happy they were for me, and they're glad to babysit at any time. But then other teachers would be like, why would you encourage that? And blah, 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 blah. But you know, the teachers that were really sweet, they would stick up for me and say, do you know she's a straight A student? Do you know that she's going to graduate early? That's how good her grades are. So if I were you, I wouldn't judge. So don't judge a book by its cover. Anyways, I did end up graduating early. I don't know if they have it here in the States, but overseas we would have red days and blue days. So we would have 4 classes for red days and 4 classes for blue days. I ended up graduating early to the point where I would just come on red days. So every other day I had to go to school. And I didn't even have to be in school because I graduated early, but I wanted to still go to school and stuff and be a part. So I would have to go on red days and just do 1 class. It was actually pretty amazing. I got it relaxed and comfortable and stuff, so that was good. I got to graduate early. It was amazing. I was really proud of myself. Having a baby young, I would say, is it was fun for me. Not gonna lie, it was really fun. I loved it. It was challenging at times because you're young, you just don't know what to do. Sometimes you're hard-headed, you don't want to listen to anybody. Like, I'm gonna do it this way and this way only, and I have my mindset on this. Like, now I'm 23 years old now, so now I'm like, yeah, you know, like, yeah, give me advice, I'll listen to it. If this doesn't turn out my way, then I'll listen to somebody else's and then try it that way as well. But when I was younger, I didn't want to listen to anybody. I was going to do it my way and raise my child my way. So that's a thing that I do want to say. When you're young and pregnant, you're hard-headed. So that's one thing that I had to learn, to open up and be open-minded and stuff. But other than that, it was amazing. It was amazing. My son is now 4. He's crazy. He's spoiled, and he wears his heart on his sleeve. He's amazing. He's smart and incredible boy. And then I got pregnant at 22 with my second child, Jaden. He was premature. I had him at 36 weeks. Well, 36 and 6 days. I was 1 day shy of being full term. So he did have to stay in the NICU for a whole week. It's the worst feeling ever. After I gave birth, I didn't even get to see him because he had problems breathing. So when I gave birth, they asked me if they can lay him on me. They laid him on me, and his head was facing that way, and I couldn't see him, so I was trying to see him, and they they saw him and they took him away. They were working on him on the other side of the room. And give me just a second. Sorry, I have my third child here, and he's being a little grumpy, but okay, I'm back. Sorry. Where was I? Yes. My baby, he was premature. I didn't even get to see his face. They took him right away. He was working on the other side of the room, and the nurses and the midwives and everything were standing in front of him. I couldn't see him or anything, and every time I tried to look, they would scoot a little bit closer. He wasn't breathing on his own. Even though they cleared his airway, he still wasn't breathing, so they took him away. And I had an epidural, so I couldn't go see him until 7 hours later, until my legs, I can start moving and stuff. It was miserable. It was horrible. I didn't know what my baby looked like. You know, you hear all these horror stories where they say that they like switch babies and stuff. I was so scared because I did not know what my baby looked like. Even though my boys do look like all of them. Now they do. It was stressful. It was scary. I cried. I was like, I didn't even get to see his face. It was crazy. I went, after 7 hours, I got to go see him, and he was hooked up in the NICU with IVs and everything. His little hand had needles in it and everything. I cried. It was crazy. I hated it. He was in there for a week. Good thing that there was a room available, so I was able to stay in the hospital, like right down the hall from him. And every so often, I would be able to go see him or take him to my room. But then when the nurses switched, it was like 6 hours on, 6 hours off. When they would close down the NICU and the nurses would switch, I would have to take him back, and I couldn't see him for a whole hour. It was hard. It was crazy. And then he finally started, he wasn't able to eat, so all they gave him was sugar water. It was scary. All I wanted to do was breastfeed. My milk drop, and I still couldn't breastfeed. But after a week, he was only supposed to be in there for 3 days, but he wasn't doing good, so they kept him there for a whole week. Finally, I got to take him home. It was amazing. I was so less stressed and happy that I had my baby with me, and there was nothing else wrong. Thank God that that's all that he had a problem with, was his breathing. Having 2 kids is not bad at all. It's kind of getting in a little routine. Once you get in a little routine, it's amazing. My son was 3, so he was old enough to be able to help me, like, can you go get his binky, Jojo, or can you go get his blanket? It was actually pretty nice. I was in a rhythm, and it was great. So having 2 kids was not hard at all. And then I had a back-to-back pregnancy. So after I had my son Jaden, a month later, I got pregnant. So my son was a month when I got pregnant. To this beautiful little thing, Jair. I wanted to keep the J names. Hi. Hello. I wanted to keep the J names. So I have Joseph, which I call him Jojo, Jaden, and Jair. Hello. But I call this one Chorizo. Hello. Oh, you're way up on me. Anyways, so having 3 kids, it's hard. I'm not gonna lie. It's really, really hard. Having 3 kids is super, super hard, especially with having kids back to back. Let me adjust this real quick. Oh, there we go. They call them Irish twins, I guess, because they're basically not that far apart. They're both basically babies still. it was hard. There was times where I'm like, how am I gonna get through this? This is crazy. I can't do anything because I have 2 car seats and then a 4-year-old. My biggest fear is my kids getting kidnapped. Oh, God forbid. My kids, that's my biggest fear. There's so many stories going around where the mom is not paying attention, or the mom has 2 kids and they go for one and she goes after them, and then they go for the other one while she's fighting to get the other one back. Biggest fear. So I hardly try to, I don't let go out with them much, only to like eat every once in a while. But other than that, I don't. I try not to because it's one of my biggest fears. Plus, it's hard because the stroller, the car seat, it's just a headache. Getting the diaper bag, everything. But overall, being a mom is amazing. I wouldn't give it up for the world. It's crazy how you see your kids growing up, how they change, and how each one gets a different personality. Like my 4-year-old, he is a sweetheart. He cares about everybody. He was, when me and my husband got married, he was the happiest in the whole world. He thought that he got married with us, and he's like, I'm married, we're a family. And he's like, me, Mimi, Papa, my brothers, and you guys, we're all a family. He loves us. He takes care of everybody. He tries to love everybody as much as he can. He'll go around giving people kisses. He's sweet. Like I said, he wears his heart on his sleeve. He's very protective. Once my phone dings, he's like, who is it? But he's amazing. He will be a role model for my other 2 because I love that kid. My second one, he's bad. Like, I don't know if I've ever had, I don't know. Like, I've watched kids when I was younger. I've babysat a lot, but my son, he's a handful. Like, you can put him in an empty room and he will find something that he's not supposed to get in. That's how crazy he is. I think he just needs something to stay active, like activities and stuff, because he is boing, 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 boing out of this world. Like, he can't sit still. He's starting to talk now. He'll say mom, dad, Mimi, Papa. He'll say Jojo. He'll say Kids. We call our dog, his name is Kids, but we call him Kiki. He'll say Kiki. And he's starting to get his little own personality, which I love. On the other hand, Jair, I call him Chorizo. He is crazy. He's 4 months now, and he is so advanced. He's starting to pick up. He'll roll over. He'll stick out his tongue when you tell him on command. You'll be like, Chorizo, stick out your tongue. And he'll stick it out, and he'll go, and he'll play with it. I believe he says hi, but no one will believe me. What else? We have a little walker from Jaden that we put him in. We know that he can't walk yet, but he'll push himself backwards. It's crazy. But overall, I have 3 kids, and they are amazing. They all look alike now. When they were younger, they didn't. Jair and Jojo looked alike when they were little. So he might look like Jojo growing up, but Jaden didn't. Now he looks exactly like Jojo. My kids have afros. As you can see, they were born with a lot of hair. They have like huge afros. So I have 2 kids with afros, and his hair, I don't know. My kids, once they hit 4 months, their hair was straight black, slick black. When they hit 4 months, it started getting curly. Well, when I would take them a shower, it get curly, but then once it dried, it straightened out. But once it hit 4 months, once I would wash it and it would stay curly, it would stay curly. Like, it wouldn't go back slicked. Him, on the other hand, Jair's, it's not curly. So I think he'll have his dad's hair. Jojo's is more like, he has that Mexican texture like my hair. Jaden, he has more like the wiry hair. I call it nappy. That kid, he's so crazy. And Jair, I think he'll just have slick black hair. I don't think it's gonna curl anytime soon, because every time we take him a bath, it won't even curl. So we'll see. What else can I tell you about being a mom? You're always gonna get judged, no matter what you do, how you do it. If you try to do it the best way that you possibly can, you'll always be judged that you're not doing it right, you're a bad mom. I've been called every name in the book, but do I care? No, because my kids are well, they're healthy, they're fed, and they ain't gotta ask for nothing, because everything that they want, they have. So I would just say, for you new moms or moms that are out there, just keep doing what you're doing, because at the end of the day, when your kids grow up, they're gonna thank you. They're not gonna see all the mistakes that you did, because people make mistakes, you know. So they're not gonna see any of that. They're not gonna remember it. I mean, unless you do something totally like crazy. Just do your best. I mean, like I said, when I was 17, I was strict-minded. I didn't want nobody to tell me what to do. I was gonna do it on my own and have my kids to do this. And now I'm more open-minded. Like, if my husband's mom will tell me, hey, how about you try this, because he's throwing up a lot or something like that, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll try it. We'll give him this, we'll change bottles. Back then I'll be like, no, I'm gonna stick to this, I'm gonna do this. So now I'm more open-minded. So just stay open-minded, I would say. What else? I had one more thing that I was gonna say. Oh yes, clothes and items, guys. I have 3 boys. My first boy, I thought I was gonna have 1 kid and 1 kid only. Well, maybe 2, like a girl, but obviously that didn't happen. I'm cursed with boys. So my first son, Jojo, he had the top of the line everything. He had all the Jordans, all his shoes were Jordans, or Nike, or Roshi runs, or whatever. He had Polo everything. He had the top of the line outfits, everything. Anything you could possibly think of that was amazing, he had it. Because he was my firstborn, like, I wanted to spoil him. I wanted him to have everything. His hair, I never cut it, so it was down to here. He had beautiful long curls. He had everything. Any toy that he wanted at the store, I would get it for him. No questions about it. I just wanted him to have a better life than I did. Not saying that I had a bad life, but at times we did struggle. So I don't want my kids to ever know or remember that, you know, because I remember that. So I wouldn't want them to remember it as that either. He had the top of line everything. So when it came to my second son, it got a little bit more, money got tight and stuff. But the good thing was that I could pass everything down to him. Good thing that I kept most of the stuff, because I thought I was going to have a girl, but obviously not. So I kept some of it, and I passed, it got passed down and stuff, to my second, to my third. Now he's wearing everything that the other 2 were wearing, which is great. But now I wouldn't even think of buying everything that I bought Jojo. I wouldn't even think of buying it for Jaden and Jair. And it's not that I don't love them or I don't treat them the same. It's not that. It's the fact that I'm older and I'm wiser now. Like, kids, they'll go through a wardrobe within like the year, and then you have to buy another one and some more clothes because they'll stain it, they'll do everything. So instead of buying like a $30 one shirt, you can buy freaking 5 shirts for them $30, and it lasts them even longer, you know. Or buy the shoes, the shoe part. My son I always thought when I was younger, was the best thing was to get him the top of the line everything, Jordans. But all my son wanted was the Spider-Man ones or the light up ones that another kid had. And I'm like, I was iffy. I will admit that I was always iffy, like, no, because if people see him wearing it, they'll be like, you're a bad mom, you don't care about your kids, you have Jordans, why doesn't your son have Jordans? So I'd be very strict about that. Now, I can care less. Now, my son has light up shoes. I'll show you a picture right here. He has dinosaur shoes. He has Black Panther shoes. He has sandals. He has everything that he wants. And I'll let him pick the color too. Sometimes, because he can get a little, he'll be like pink or like neon yellow. I'm like, whoa, kid, whoa, whoa, whoa. But other than that, now I'm like, who cares? If they ask me, I can gladly tell them. Because if I buy him a pair of Jordans, he'll ruin it within, like, say a month. And then I have to go and buy him. And that's, like, his shoes. He's out of the, like, kids' shoes. So he's not into grade school. So they're more expensive, the Jordans. And so I'm like, no way. I can buy him, like, 5 pairs of shoes for the price of the one Jordan. So, anyways, I'm rambling. So, yeah. Other than that, I love being a mom. I don't care what anybody has to say. My kids are amazing. And I'll kill for them. So, just saying right now, these kids are going to have an amazing life. But if they overstep, best believe I will put them in their lane. And if anybody tries to bully my kid, best believe I will be up there. And I'll be smacking a kid and their mama. So, anyways, besides that, I love being a mom. It's the most amazing gift that God's ever given me. I wouldn't change it for the world. Even though I got pregnant really young, I still wouldn't go back in time and wait. I wouldn't, because my kids are amazing and I don't regret anything. But yeah, that's my little story. I guess that, okay. Well, I guess that is it. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And like I always say, keep it moving, beautiful. Peace.